Imagine there's a button in front of you right now. One button. And if you press it, every drop of water in every ocean on Earth simply vanishes. No flood, no steam, no warning, just gone. Most people think what's left behind would be a muddy, empty pit. They're wrong. What's hiding under that water will change everything you thought you knew about human history. Ancient cities that shouldn't exist, creatures we've never seen, a sound that no one on Earth can explain. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to learn something you won't be able to forget. Let's start somewhere specific. Japan. A diver is exploring the waters off a small island called Yonaguni, and then he sees it. Perfectly flat walls, staircases, corridors, structures that look like they were built by human hands. They called it the Yonaguni Monument, and ever since that day, scientists have been fighting over whether it's natural or man-made. But that's not the only case. Go to the Gulf of Khambhat, India. The year 2001. The Indian government sends an underwater exploration team. What do they find? A complete city. Streets, walls, pottery, even human remains. How old is it? The tests came back with an answer that shocked the scientific community. Not 9,000 years, not 5,000 years. Nearly 12,000 years old. That means while our ancestors were still figuring out how to farm, there was an advanced civilization out there that we know absolutely nothing about. So the question is, how did these cities end up underwater? And more importantly, how many more are still down there, waiting to be found? Now let's talk about who might have been living in those cities. Here's a number that will blow your mind. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the bottom of our own oceans. 80% of the world's oceans remain completely unexplored. 80. That means if a creature the size of a bus was living down there right now, we'd have no idea. And here's the thing, the creatures we have found are already terrifying enough. The viperfish has teeth so long it physically cannot close its mouth, like something designed in a nightmare. Deep-sea octopuses can change their color and texture in under a second, even though they're colorblind. And the common octopus, a creature with 3 hearts, blue blood, and a level of intelligence that leaves scientists speechless. In one experiment, an octopus was placed inside a sealed container. Within minutes, it opened the lid, slipped out, ate the fish in the tank next to it, crawled back inside, and closed the lid so no one would know. Now think about this. If that animal lived 500 meters deeper, and we never discovered it, how much smarter would it be by now? The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, is monitoring the Pacific Ocean. And then, a sound is recorded. Not an earthquake, not an underwater volcano, not any known animal on Earth. A deep, powerful, and deeply strange sound picked up by sensors thousands of miles apart. They named it the Bloop, and when researchers started analyzing it, they found something they couldn't explain. In terms of raw power, this sound was several times louder than the loudest animal on the planet, the blue whale. Which means if a living creature made this sound, it would have to be significantly larger than a blue whale. Now here's where it gets even stranger. Look at the location on a map. It sits almost exactly at the coordinates that Plato described 2,500 years ago as the location of Atlantis. NASA later suggested it was probably the sound of cracking Antarctic ice. But to this day, no one has fully accepted that explanation, because cracking ice doesn't sound like that. Now let's move from sounds to places where ships and planes simply disappear. Everyone knows the Bermuda Triangle, but there's something far more interesting hidden in the data. If you look at the map of a drained ocean, you'll notice something. The Bermuda Triangle, the Sargasso Sea, and several other mysterious zones all sit on very specific points. The Sargasso Sea, the only sea on Earth with no coastline, just open ocean. Ships entering this region, even with favorable winds, seem to slow down. The water here forms a massive, slow-moving vortex that has been pulling things inward for centuries. Then there are zones where compasses go haywire. Scientists say it's due to magnetic anomalies on the ocean floor. But where do those magnetic anomalies come from? One theory suggests that beneath these zones lie enormous metallic structures that aren't natural. And if the ocean drained away and we could actually see the bottom, maybe every single one of these questions finally gets an answer. Now, here's the part I've been building toward the whole video. Everyone knows the Amazon rainforest matters. We call it the lungs of the earth. But that's not quite right. The Amazon produces roughly 20% of Earth's oxygen. The other 70% of the air you're breathing right now comes from the ocean. From microscopic organisms called phytoplankton, creatures so small you can't see them with the naked eye, yet they produce more oxygen than every forest on Earth combined. Now here's the part that should terrify you. Ocean temperatures are rising, and when the water gets warmer, phytoplankton die. Since 1950, the global phytoplankton population has dropped by 40%. 40%. We're worried about trees we can see burning on the news. But the thing that's actually stealing the breath from this planet is invisible, underwater, and quietly disappearing. The ocean isn't just a mystery. The ocean is a warning. So let's bring it all together. Beneath the water we see every day, there are cities that rewrite human history, creatures we've never named, sounds with no explanation, and zones where the laws of nature seem to bend. And above all of that, the ocean is dying, slowly, quietly, while we look the other way. Now I have one question for you. What do you think the bloop actually was? Drop your answer in the comments. Because the next video, it's built entirely around your responses. And if this opened your eyes to something new, hit subscribe, because this story doesn't end here. It's only just beginning.